Welcome to another vocabulary presentation. Today we're going to talk about the word elaborate. The word elaborate is a verb. Now you might also have seen the word elaborate, which is actually an adjective. It's spelled the same, but it sounds different. The adjective version is elaborate, with the Brit sound at the end. Elaborate is the verb, the action word, and that's the one we're going to be talking about today. Elaborate. Some synonyms for the word elaborate are expand and develop. The definition of the verb elaborate is to give more details or new information about something. The idea of details is very important to the idea of elaborate. When you elaborate on something, or when you're asked to elaborate on something, what you really need to do is give more details, usually more specific details about the thing you're talking about. Additionally, when you're asked to elaborate, you usually need to give more information about your topic. Here are some examples of the word elaborate. The first one is, when I gave my mom a lame excuse for missing my curfew, she rolled her eyes and then asked me to elaborate. In this case, the mother is asking the child to give more details or information about the reason for missing the curfew. The second example is, when I started to revise my essay, I realized I needed to elaborate on how my evidence connects to my claim. This might be something teachers have asked you to do in the past. When teachers ask you to elaborate, we're asking you to give more details or more information about your topic. It is really important to know that when a teacher asks you to elaborate, they're asking you to fully explain your reason and your thinking. As I mentioned earlier, elaborate, remember it ends in a Brit, is an adjective. In this case, when we say something is elaborate, we mean more detailed. Just like this beaded necklace you see in the picture. When something's elaborate, it means it has a lot of detail and complexity. There is a connection between elaborate, the adjective, and elaborate, the verb. When teachers like us ask you to elaborate, the verb, we want you to add that much detail to your writing, just like that elaborate necklace we saw in the picture. Have out that pen and paper. It's your turn to respond. For the first sentence, write the following. I asked my friend to elaborate when he or she told me... What's something a friend might tell you that you'd want them to add more detail to? The next sentence is, one way I could elaborate more in my writing is to think about writing class or English class. What are some specific things you could do to elaborate in your writing?